Abdul Salaam. I am from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, USA. And I've been in Philadelphia. I really wasn't born there, but I was raised up there since I was 5 years old. My mother and father passed on, and my sister came to Florida. That's why I was born in West Palm Beach, Florida. And she came down there and brought five of the young kids, of the family. We had my family was 14 people in my family. And she brought five of us, the young ones, in Philadelphia, and that's where I was raised up at. My whole life was dealing around Christianity in the church. I had to go. There was no choice but me, not going to church every Sunday, Wednesday, whenever the door was open. And I made a little straight away from that road, but as I got older, went in the military for some time and did my time in the military and came out. And I was really, searching at that age. I've done a lot of things that I don't have time to talk about. It might take a long time. But the life in the military really made a man out of me. Taught me how to, because I had to raise myself since my parents was gone. My sisters really let me go because I turned 17 years old. And one day, while I was looking into the mirror, I was out there doing things that the people do in the streets. And I said, well, I got to stop this. And I took, I had wine, cigarettes, and I just took all the wine and cigarettes and threw them in the flush in the toilet. And went down on the corner where the guys hang out at, told them, I'm finished. And I gotta change my life. Yeah, they said, oh, you'll be back. I said, no. I said, I'll see you when I see you. And I went back to the church. When I went back to the church, about another year being there, I became a minister. And I started reading the Bible real heavily. And many things that I couldn't really grab, because they kept saying, that you have to worship Jesus in order to reach God, And I read in the Bible where God said, I am a jealous God, and there's no other gods before me. And I said, now why should I have to worship Jesus? And I'm reading this, there's something wrong with it. So I started searching. And one day, I decided to take a walk up a block from the church where I lived. And the friend there, who I was in the military with, he was a Muslim when he came in the military, acting all crazy and carrying on. People didn't know what type he was. And I went up there and I talked to him. He was a Sunni Muslim. And I asked him about Islam. And when he told me that this was an international religion, Islam was international, that took me on right there, because I always prayed for God to show me to his true religion that he had made for all of mankind. And so this is where my first blessing came in. Because everything that he was speaking about is what I read in the Bible, and the things that Islam rejected is what I was rejecting. So I said, this religion is for me. I had no questions for him. I just took on everything he said. And I stayed with him for about a year. That was in 1960. And in 61, I became an Ahmadiyya. The reason why I became an Ahmadiyya is because I saw him one morning sitting in his restaurant, and he had the Quran. And then inside the Quran it says Ahmadiyya. I said, well, what is Ahmadiyya? And he said, there's some people who think they're Muslim, but they ain't Muslim. I said, well, what you doing reading the book? He said, they write good literature. And he said, if you find them, he said, don't go over there and talk to them. Don't say nothing to them. Don't even go where they are. She never told me that, because, I'm searching. So if I'm searching, you tell me don't go a place, I'm going to just check it out for myself. And I went to the place where it was in Philadelphia and walked into the bookstore that they had there. And the first picture I saw was that big picture of the promised Messiah. And it struck me. I said, well, who is this? And the brother in the bookstore started explaining to me that when he said that this is the second that come of Christ. I said, what? Muslims believe in the second that come to Christ? He said, yes. And he started explaining to me about the life of Ahmed and the things that's in the Bible that he explained to me, which I have read many times. And I said, this is for me. You notice I asked no questions. I just asked, who is this? And everything he was saying to me, it struck my heart. You know, and this, I said, this is my life. This is what I've been searching for. This is what I'm looking for. And I became an Ahmadi that day, that same day. But he told me, so, oh, I'll take some books and read it. I said, brother, what you told me? I said, I got it. Yeah, I got it. And I became an Ahmadi in 1961. And I've been an Ahmadi now for almost 60 years. And so and this is my first real spiritually essence of this thing is when I went and met the third man. And meeting him, I said, this religion got to be for me. Because I saw him. He was like a light, like a big person in a globe when I first saw him. Everybody there was saw him. And we were sitting in the room of his, no half as big as this. It was dark in it. He walked in the room and just lit it up. And everybody in the room started crying. Because everybody saw the same thing I saw. You know, and we was crying so much too, he had to start talking to break the ice so we can ask questions and get to him. And this is my first time knowing that this is the religion of God. I'm here to stay. You know, because I wrote the second Khalifa quite a few times. But seeing the Khalifa, it was a whole spiritually thing that I really fell in love with this thing because I've seen the spiritually essence of everything about Ahmadi. You know, now, the more books that I would read, the more knowledge I would get. Even reading from the Quran, I get different knowledge. If I read a verse and it tells me one thing, I'll read it again, it tells me another thing, but it all comes together. And my life has changed greatly. Everything I asked Allah for, He gave it to me. And I don't know how far this thing is going to go, or how long I'm going to live, because I thought in my lifetime I would be dead by now. I'm 83 years old, and I never thought I'd make it to 83 years old. It's all because of Allah, not me. All I did was do what I had to do, and Allah did His. Muhammad ka parcham